Hi, everyone. It's Miriam from Viva Valet, and I am back for 5 Question Friday. And let's get into it. I don't actually read these questions until I'm about to do this, so I can provide really my like instinctual answers to how I would address these. All right. And also, as always, thank you guys so much for your questions and engaging with us. Question number one. I am moving away soon and dreading telling my parents. Any advice on breaking the news gently? Yeah, I've got advice. I live in Malaysia and I moved away from California. Now, I did it at a time where my parents weren't that much older, but I always start with gratitude for them, thanking them for the support and opportunities that they've given you, and then expressing that you've got a really great opportunity and you appreciate their support, and telling them how important this is for you. At the end of the day, parents want what's best for you, and they do want to stand in that support role, and they want to still do their best as being a supportive parent. But sometimes we need to articulate to them what that means for us. So I would tell them how grateful you are to have parents like them that really do understand how meaningful this is to you. And if you were very involved in their day-to-day life, then I would address that and say, I know this might seem scary or confusing that I'm going away, and how am I going to be here for you? And then I would lay out the ways that you intend to do that. When would you be coming back home? Whatever they need help with, are happy to send them that type of support. If you were going over there, for example, to, do the handyman work, then perhaps you can find a company that does that and say, look, I've already put in place every way that I can support you. So they know what to expect from you being away and how they can still receive the same amount of maybe attention and support that they're used to. Okay, question number 2. My parents just announced they'll be joining us for Christmas and have to stay with me. Do you have and asked to stay with me, excuse me. Do you have any suggestions on how I can make them feel welcome, but still have some private time for me? I love them, but sometimes they can be a lot. First of all, congratulations on having both of your parents and having them come and want to visit. And I think for every human, it's a lot. And when it's your parents, it's relational. So I would first say, manage expectations, create some space for your own normalcy, and lay out those expectations clearly. Say, I'm so happy that you're coming, and this is the area that I'm setting up for you. I can't wait for you to arrive, but I just wanted to let you know that we do have a few activities that we're doing either as a family or you individually. What can I set up for you during that time? Is there somebody you'd like to visit? Is there a movie you would like to see? Maybe plan activities for your parents out of the house, or somebody that can come and visit with them, or just letting them know, I've streamed a couple old movies for you, so you guys can do this while I am doing something else. I think it's important to lay those out before they come. And also, parents often, depending on their age and their stage, they may not remember. So continuously reminding them, saying, hey, tomorrow is that moment that I'm going to do this. Do you want a hair salon appointment? Do you want to go and visit the mall for a few hours, and I'll come back and pick you up? So I wouldn't wait for the day that you need a break. I would plan them in advance of them coming and also indicate that to them. Okay, I hope that helps. Question number 3. Kind of a delicate situation. My dad has trouble getting up from chairs during family gatherings. How can I help him discreetly? This is, I got goosebumps. I don't know if you guys can see the hair on my arms, but this is something I've been dealing with my own husband. He's 93, and I'm just so appreciative that you are trying to protect his dignity there, and just kudos to you. I would say when seating him, right, encourage him to try to sit him in the highest elevated chair possible, not a low, squishy sofa if you can help it. Something with arms also, so as high as possible and with arms. I often will drag a dining chair into a seating area for my husband and be like, here, honey, why don't you sit here? I will also always sit next to him, and we do have a little bit of a conversation before that's like, just tap my knee if you want to get up. I will usually kind of get up first and offer this part of my arm as support, so he can put one hand here and kind of lean up. But the higher the seat you can put him in, and with handles next to it or a high table will allow him to do it for himself, which is, I think, what he would like. Stay away from those really deep, low sofas if you can. And if that's the situation, maybe drag 2 dining chairs so you can sit together with your father. All right. Really appreciate you thinking that far in advance. Okay, question number 4. My mom wants to babysit her grandkids, but gets overwhelmed easily. How can we make this work for everyone? I think that's a really great question. I would ask how you can tell when she's getting overwhelmed, especially with the kids. I know that my mother likes to have alone time with the children. And when my twins were small, she may not have understood this, but I would always leave somebody there kind of to help her. And now that they're older, I'm happy to send them over. I don't know how old the children are. I think sometimes maybe talking to your children, again, I don't know their age, and planning out some of the activities that they're going to do and having some of that be rest time, right? Movie time. So watching the kids and then say, hey, at 4:00, could you guys watch a movie? And make it seem like it's for the children, but really it's to give her that break, right? So that's probably the first thing that I would do to try to incorporate that as well. I guess that you're also feeling a little nervous because if she feels overwhelmed, what does that mean for the whole situation? The other thing is, does she watch them in your house? Does she watch them in her home? I don't know what that dynamic is, but creating activities that are slow down for both of them, maybe providing or sending over meals or the food so she at least doesn't have to think about that. Or saying, hey, don't worry about cleaning up. When I come, I'll do that for you. I appreciate that you're looking after the kids. And then also acknowledging that it's overwhelming for everybody to watch children, not just older people. Okay. I love that you're trying to make it work. All right. Last question. Question number 5. My mom keeps tripping over area rugs, but won't remove them because they're pretty. Any creative solutions? I'm assuming that these rugs are a bit high. And if she's in love with the rugs that she already has, you're not going to be able to get her to swap them out for something different. And as long as they're not slippery, and usually the ones that are higher up that you trip over aren't, if they're thin, and I would put a non-slip padding under them. If they're thicker, what I would suggest is if it's in an entryway, put a big table in the center of it. What does that allow? That allows your hand to be reaching for a piece of furniture in the event of a fall. Some things that I do, and I wonder if I can show you, is I actually put, even in area rugs, I actually frame them with different pieces of high-backed furniture. That way it's kind of indicating that this area is starting and there's a rug here. And psychologically, when you see furniture in your space, right, in your eyesight, that indicates that something's happening on the floor as well. And I do that for my husband in our homes, is I frame rugs with different types of furniture. And if it's in an entryway, then I put a table and flowers or something on top. So it's a visual indication that something's happening underneath, something's changing. We're moving to an area, and you'll notice that falls happen less, and there's something to grab onto in case there is a trip. I hope that helps.